Hey everyone, Anding here for a special stream. Today, we're doing something we haven't done before. Today, we're looking at something crazy that has blown my mind. Something that exists that should not exist. Something that is out there in the wild right now today that you could buy to become a better Lord of the Rings online player. Yes, that's right. I know, your skills have been lacking. You've thought, man, Andang, if only I could be better at the Lotro. If only there was some tome that, just like in the game, if applied to me, would then make me become the ultimate Lord of the Rings online player. If only such a thing exists. If only there was a tome I could read that would just level up my real life performance at the game. Well, friends, I think we found it. On Amazon right now today, there is a book entitled How to Succeed at Lord of the Rings Online. Not the Lord of the Rings Online. Just How to Succeed at Lord of the Rings Online. Yep. LOTRO. And it came out in 2015. Now, at first glance, this just looks like a random book somebody released. What's the big deal? Well, for one thing, it's normally $51.99. $51.99. Yes, friends, for just one easy payment of $51.99, you too can become good at Lotro. But wait, if you act now, it's currently 21% off for only $40.83. Yes, friends, for $40.83, you can have a paperback edition of How to Succeed at Lotro shipped to you. I know, many of you have been like, man, Anding, if only there was a way I could be good at this game. Well, don't worry. I got you. Oh, it gets much better, Mist. It gets much better. So by Tuesday, February 17th, if I order in the next 13 hours, I can get this thing shipped to me. Oh my goodness. Sword of Ashley, what's up? What? We're 40 levels higher than the book covers. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Oh my goodness. This thing is amazing. I can't wait to deep dive. I've been waiting for years to cover this. I was going to do a YouTube video on this, but time has gotten away from me. I've just not been able to make it happen. But today, we're making it happen. Dude, like Mist, you could make so much. You could make all the monies. You could make all the monies from your guide. I'd buy your guide. Now, this is not just any version of How to Succeed at Lord of the Rings Online. A detailed advanced manual for level 25 through 120. For, anybody can get to level 24 in Lotro. But to go from 25 to 120, you need a $40 guide. It's very important that you got your $40 guide for those levels specifically. Extremely important. Now, I'd like to point out that this is version 12. I've looked this up. There actually have been 12 versions of this. He has updated this book multiple times. In fact, 11 times. He's done 11 patches to his Lotro guide. And what's even better is he's charged for each one and there's no discount if you've ordered a previous one. So act today. Get your copy right now. How to Hate Your Entire Existence, a Lotro Professional Guide by yours truly, Mistweaver. Oh my gosh. Not sure who's to blame. I just like the idea that a child wakes up on Christmas Day and they go to the tree, they unwrap their present, and they get How to Succeed at Lotro because their parents noticed that little Timmy, while a thorough enjoyer of the Lord of the Rings Online, had only made it to level 24. And they're like, all right, little Timmy, we know you're completely horrible at the game of Lotro. We know that you're trash at this game. We know that you are horrible at your life and have succeeded at absolutely nothing. But don't worry, little Timmy. We got you. Here's how you succeed at Lotro, little Timmy. We got you, buddy. Who's buying this? Managing contraception? You're genuinely speechless. Yes, M. Hatcher, the shameless author here, has written many a book. Now, what's crazy is this thing is copyrighted, and they're using the Lotro logo on the cover as well as Lotro artwork. I'm 99% sure they've broken the law by using this on a paywalled thing. I'm 99% sure you cannot use the Lord of the Rings Online logo without their permission in a published material. And that is just what this is. So this is an illegal How to Succeed at the Lord of the Rings Online guide. So it gets even better. So what does your speakeasy How to Succeed at Lotro guide get you? You might be asking. Well, I'm glad, friends, that you asked. Here's the description. Advanced guide for levels 25 to 120. Lord of the Rings Online Lotro game. This is not a book for lore seekers. Don't you dare try to seek the lore. It's not for you. See Lotro Wiki for lore. They literally name drop Lotro Wiki, a more useful guide than this book ever would be. I love how they're like, here's our competition. We're just going to put that in the description. You know, honestly, though, if a guide to Lotro references you to Lotro Wiki, that honestly is what the guide should do. Check Lotro Wiki first, then check the guide. At least the guide knows where it needs to be. I'm just saying that's probably not good for their sales of an illegal guide for Lotro. Go to Lotro Wiki for lore and detailed quest guides. This book focuses on data, evidence, and technical discussions on optimizing your character for maximum virtues and trait optimization. The latest version, version 12, details quest guides and maps all the way to Mordor, Erebor, and the Iron Hills. Strongholds of the North Update 22, a major revision from version 11. Version 11 updated trait tree optimization for the primary designed fellowship or solo role. Includes graphs and charts for how to create the most powerful character at each game level. And remain undefeated in sparring requests. Remain undefeated in sparring requests. I really hope that the way that you remain undefeated in sparring requests is to decline spars. Because technically, if you don't spar, you're still undefeated. I'm just saying, I can write that. It's just... You mean the thing I turn off? Yep. This is so good. This is so good. Includes a leveling strategy for each quest region, which actually might be good, and quest chain recommendations with marked locations on regional quest maps, which is literally what's already available on Lotro Wiki. I'm honestly surprised this isn't just like publishing Lotro Wiki completely blatantly stealing it. Explains the importance of crafting legendary weapons and locating resources for deeds and reputation accomplishment, which create the most powerful character possible at each game level. Honestly, though, I might have, back in the day, paid for a guide for how to craft legendary weapons. Like, honestly, I might have actually paid for a guide for that back in the day. This thing is amazing. Oh my gosh. I just love the idea that at every game level, somebody's like, at level 42, they're like, all right, I got to get the absolute best LI. I've got to get the perfect trait combinations for level 42, because when I get to level 43, I need X, Y, and Z, and so I've got to do all the things to get to 44, because oh my gosh, I'm already level 45, because the way that Lotro XP works, I've already leveled past this guide. And now I'm screwed because at 45 I was supposed to get my LIs going, and now I'm totally screwed. It gets better, chat. Companion book to How to Succeed at Lord of the Rings Online Lotro Beginner's Manual levels 1 through 24. He wrote, this is not the original material, chat. This is the sequel. To get started in Lotro, you have to buy a separate guide from this guy, which is no longer available, by the way, in case you're wondering. It didn't sell as well. In case you're wondering. But yes, you have to be the ultimate Lotro player, you need to buy the other book too. There's one review not even visible for 4 stars. Yes, there is. We'll get to that. All right. Version 8 and 7 added additional data charts and improved data sets. What does that even mean? There is little difference between version 7, version 8, and version 9. At least he's honest. Except that version 9 describes level 24 to 50 quests in more detail. Version 10 added a character and deed trait table with a detailed discussion of virtue, character, and class trait optimization. Oh my goodness. M. Hatcher's cousin. This guide is literally 4 level caps outdated. Well, you know, he stopped updating it after 2019, I guess. Due to poor reviews on version 10... I love the idea that he's actually reacting to people's reviews and like been updating this manuscript as like a detailed project for years. I love this. Due to poor reviews on version 10, the author had taken the current 10.0 version offline for distribution until a book revision 11 addressed in the available book space of 300 pages most of the concerns of 2 reviewers dissatisfied with the game or the current contents of the book. He blames Lotro for why people didn't like version 10. He's saying because the reviewers didn't like The Lord of the Rings Online. That's why they gave my extremely overpriced book bad reviews. Not because I'm charging $50 for an outdated guide the day it releases, but because... No, I'm going to read all of it, Sword. We'll get to all of it. Oh my gosh, this thing's amazing. This book is focused on how to best trait and arm your character for the designed role and how to optimize the character based on real data and not the beliefs argued on forums or world chat. This is based on real data, and dang it, forget your trashy world chat friends. This is the real guide. Okay? Gorinda says, Andang, you trashed version 10, didn't you? No, I promise I would never pay for this trash. Oh my gosh. This, except for maybe to meme on it. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Now, here's my favorite part of this whole thing. It's not 8.5 by 11. It's an actual book. It's 6 and 0.84 by 9 inches. It's an actual book with a barcode and everything. And yes, as you guys noticed, it's 355 pages. The only true statement in that description is that you should not trust world chat. True. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. All right, let's learn how to succeed at Lotro, everybody. Here we go. And I'd like to point out, this is not digitally available. You have to order a physical copy. Presumably because he doesn't want anybody sharing digitally his stuff. According to Landy's RP World Chat, Yellow Hunter was meta for HH at 140. Oh my gosh. You're so ready to learn. Well, Val, I got you. For only one easy payment of what would normally be a $51.99 version. I got you for only $40.85. For only $40.83. You too can succeed at Lotro. All right, here we go. How to succeed at Lord of the Rings Online Lotro, a detailed advanced manual for levels 25 to 150. Can I make this bigger? No, it looks like I can't. All right, whatever. Oh, I bet. Okay, hang on. Oh, it's literally turned all the way up. Okay. A detailed manual. Here we go. It's copyrighted. Text and drawings copyrighted 2010, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2019 by Science Resort LLC. And M. Hatcher. All rights reserved. No part of this book may be reproduced in any form or by any electronic or mechanical means, including information, storage, and retrieval systems without permission in writing from the publisher, except by a reviewer who may quote brief passages in review. Yeah, we got deep discounts for you guys. There's epic book about how to succeed at Lotro. Take my money, please. Well, Sataki, you should know that no part of this book teaches about lore, okay? For that, you go to the Lotro wiki. That's what they told you. And don't you believe those people from World Chat. Don't you do it. The book tells you. Don't listen to World Chat. Just listen to my personalized tome that I charged you $50 for. Okay? Make sure you don't do it. Even the photographs are copywritten. Oh my gosh. The information presented in this book is not intended to replace professional training or advice, nor does reading the book make the reader immune from common sense and personal responsibility from any personal choices or consequences resulting from the following concepts portrayed in this book. What in the world? I understand that that's the standard legal disclaimer that they need to give for like every book they've ever written. But like, I just love the idea that somebody could have been harmed from this book. This guide might actually harm you. This is amazing. This has to be an April Fool's joke. It's not. It's not, Mist. It's a real thing. There's a review. Somebody bought this. Somebody has purchased this game. This not even game. This guide about a game, all of which material is probably completely free online from the millions of other players that all have given guides on how to succeed at Lotro. But fear not, this is the real one. Okay? We now know that this is the real one. The reader is alone responsible for actions and behaviors resulting from reading this book. Some complex and risky activities may be associated with the activities described in this book. It is up to the reader to assume personal liability and responsibility to obtain qualified and certified instruction and/or professional advice before taking any action or risk associated with any risky sport, and to be aware of any professional hazards or risks associated with these activities before participating in them either alone or with others. The reader assumes all personal liability for their actions which may harm themselves or others, or incur liability, damage, or personal property, private or public property. So when you're raging at your keyboard, that's on you. This guide told you how to be good at Lotro. It's on you for being mad that you're still losing at spars. Even though this guide says that you'll be undefeated, it's your fault that you're losing. All unedited photos were taken by the author, blah, 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 trademarked, blah, 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 blah. Acknowledgements. Writing a book is difficult. An arduous task, beginning with a first step put to words. What the actual heck? All the best... Oh my gosh. He literally credits his children in this book. His children give him the needed inspiration for long periods at his computer until the work is done. Okay? Never mind the fact that I could have been playing with my children the entire time. Instead, I released 12 different manuscripts about the Lord of the Rings online. And it's all been worth it because of my children's sacrifice. It's just funnier to let it be, Mist. Like, this is our little secret, okay? Nobody tell Standing Stone that they're completely being ripped off with their logo and photos of their game and misquoting and misnaming of their game as Lord of the Rings Online instead of The Lord of the Rings Online. Don't worry about any of that, okay? Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. Preface. Lord of the Rings Online, Lotro, was the author's very first online computer gaming experience. It was worth writing about due to its connection with the popular movie Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Our primary reason for writing this book was to capture a part of history before it is lost, and to describe an epic computer gaming story which has lasted for over 15 years. It's an attempt to dig into the technical details of maximizing your capability in the game while attempting to help you plan a strategy for rapid advancement. It's his first game, guys. Lotro was his first game, and he's already like, I am the expert on video games. I shall write every guide known to mankind. 355 pages. 12 versions. For I am the expert. I was once but a learner, but now I am the master. I can't. It's so... How does this exist? How have we been so blessed, internet? We wrote this book primarily because we were relaxing between books on physics, how to succeed understanding quantum field theory. He's literally plugging his other books. That's another book that he wrote. So somehow he went from how to understand quantum field theory to how to succeed at Lotro. So maybe this is actually a good guide if he's writing physics books, you know? A physicist take on how to succeed at Lotro. I'm just saying, maybe it's worth our $50. I might be selling this guy short. Turns out he's actually a really good accredited author, apparently. And because we could find no detailed instructions for how to play Lotro, even though we mentioned Lotro Wiki in the description. Oh, no detailed guide on how to play as an advanced gamer, which told you the order you should play quests in each advanced region. We found no easy source to simply and adequately describe the things you need to find and use and to level your character as quickly as possible in each advanced region while avoiding grinding as much as possible. How can you be the very best at Lotro if you don't grind? I'm just saying, I guarantee you the grinder's going to beat you at that spar every time. I wish I knew how many copies had been sold too. Well, apparently there's been we know of at least 3. There were 2 bad reviews on version 10, and then there was 1 review on version 12. So we know at least 3 copies of this thing have been sold. At least. At least. They're trying to sell one of his books for $150. Oh my gosh. I mean, to be fair, that's probably a textbook. I might be in the wrong business, though. The downloadable PDF game starter manual is extremely limited. Well, I agree on that. The one-line wikis are too far clustered, affiliate advertising oriented, and wait, he did not just, the reason, guys, listen up. The reason you should not use Lotro Wiki is because it has ads. Instead, you should pay $50 on Amazon for my book. How is this real? Oh my gosh. And find the best order to questing play in a simple, easy to read style of 355 pages. The manual will provide only necessary detailed instructions and questing information to complement the Lotro Game Starter Manual. This book is not designed as detailed and cluster layer organized in alphabetical order as the online Lotro wiki, so it makes a comprehensive but simple reference book for advanced gamers. So we don't go into as much detail as Lotro wiki, but we do summarize it in 355 pages. I feel like this is like if somebody took the Encyclopedia Britannica and they're like, you know what, I'm going to make a slightly shorter version for release on Amazon. Here we go, guys. Yeah, I don't know, Mist. I don't know. Maybe because he was like a co-author on him. I noticed that too earlier. I don't know. Or he just hasn't written enough. I don't know. Lotro Wiki doesn't have ads? Well, I thought back in the day it did. Because keep in mind, this was written in 2019. I'm pretty sure Lotro Wiki used to have ads. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. Unlike the Lotro Wiki, this manual is optimized by quest order and game level in linear layout. In the same order, you should proceed to maximize your character growth at advanced levels. These levels start at the North Downs and the Lonelands, level 25. After these levels, game becomes far too detailed and quests are far too numerous to describe every possible quest in a single guidebook, so we focused on only the most important ones in each region to level your character as fast as possible. Oh my gosh. Are you special because you access it with a Mac? Oh, maybe. The whole webpage is an ad for the game it is about if we really want to go there. Okay, that's fair. They have a panel on the main page for the store sales? Maybe. I don't know. This is amazing. The primary feature of this book is explaining with facts and hard data how you create the most powerful character possible at each game level. This means understanding capabilities of tasks in terms of physical mastery, character traits, and the capabilities of nukers or healers in terms of tactical mastery. The primary purpose of this book is not to educate you about Lotro lore. He's really focused on that. We don't know anything about Lotro lore, okay? We want to make that clear. We are certain we have some errors in this book, even though we've released 12 versions and have corrected many of them. But we correct them as we find them. You can get more accurate lore in the Lotro Wiki. What you won't learn from Lotro Wiki is the best possible optimization for each role. The primary purpose of this book is to teach you how to optimize each character, blah, blah, blah. We've seen that. Okay. As an example, here's how the book will help you above level 24 to be the best tank possible. Are you guys ready? The best possible tank is a guardian role with blue line traits. This is by design, regardless of opinion or beliefs by other gamers. All other roles in tanking are inferior to this one. Special role by design. Here's why. The primary role of the tank is to draw aggro or mobs away from all other more vulnerable roles as they concentrate on the primary DPS role damage to the main boss or fellowship focused target. Yes, don't forget we've got a database, guys. We've got a database of nukes. All right? We've got an illegal database of nukes here, okay? It's illegal because we don't have rights to Lotro, and definitely this is not being published with permission of the Lord of the Rings Online or Standing Stone Games or the Tolkien Estate. And it talks about nukes because that's the damage dealing role. If you're a nuking runekeeper. And we have data. Therefore, we're an illegal nuclear database. You know, when I started looking at this book, I didn't think we would get to a legal nuclear database, but here we are, chat. Oh my gosh, it was not a fun project. Oh, this is so good. The blue trait tree has most of the skill necessary for the tank to survive longer and take heavier damage more than any other character, even though in this role the tank cannot and should not be the most physical mastery damage. And then they show you a photo of their trait tree with, I'd like to point out, only 35 points unlocked. This will be outdated within 2 months anyway. Oh, it already is. This came out in 2019. Oh my goodness. Sounds dangerous and very illegal. It is, Mist. It is. It is. So be careful. Oh my gosh. Copyrighted material, guys. But this is the publicly available Amazon version, I'd like to say for legal reasons. Publicly available Amazon preview. He goes on to talk about aggro, dwarf, being a dwarf, extra aggro, charges, 3 seconds, prevent interruptions and stuns, blah, blah, blah. He goes in depth on like specific traits. No other class I have tested can do this while drawing maximum aggro on a primary tank. Later in this book, we will discuss maximizing the other characters I have played. He doesn't even cover all the characters? He just covers the ones he's played? Gussie, what's up?
You're on.
Hi. Gussie, guess what? We finally found you your guide, okay? I know you've been trying to succeed at Lotro for years. Guess what, Gussie? We've got it for you, okay? We've got you your guide for how to succeed at Lotro. It's finally here for just one easy payment of 83. I'm saving you 10 cents. You too can become an elite Lotro sparrer, okay? Gussie, this is a book on Amazon that's in its 12th version and is 355 pages long that basically trashes Lotro Wiki. It trashes World Chat. It trashes so many things. It has an illegal nuclear database. Illegal because it's the Lord of the Rings Online using the logos and things without the permission. A database because they've gained data about Lotro. And nuclear because apparently that's what your class is supposed to do when you're doing high damage, is you're supposed to go nuclear. So we have an illegal nuclear database here. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It is maybe the best thing I've ever found for Lotro, and I've done a lot of deep dives for Lotro. I used to write deep dives on Lotro players about the craziest sides of the internet. We did a whole deep dive on a crazy Russian machinima that got millions of views, and that sent us down a whole crazy rabbit hole about Russian Lotro machinima. We've seen a lot of weird stuff is what I'm saying about Lotro. This by far takes the cake. It might be my favorite thing I've ever found. It's amazing. Who pays $50 for a book on how to play a 19-year-old game? Who wrote this? Well, I'm glad you asked, Gussie. M. Hatcher wrote this. A man who has wrote physics textbooks. A man who has played no game before playing Lotro. Lotro is his first game that he tried because he was interested in the movies, the Lord of the Rings, and The Hobbit. And this was 2019, Edith, and there were previous versions. This is not AI. Edith, I promise you, this is not AI. This came out before AI was a thing. This is a real thing, okay? That makes it even worse. It's so bad. Oh, my goodness. Subtle stab equals profit. Yep. Like, honestly, I would pay $50 for a really good trashing of Lotro Wiki. I would. Just to hear how stupid it is. It's so good. Oh my gosh. So anyway, he goes in depth into Guardian. He talks about Rivendell and where to go, blah, blah, blah. Trollshaws. He shows you how to do LIs, which that actually is a good part of the guide, I will say. A lot of players get confused by legendary items. They're actually going in depth on it. And dang, you should write a book. Well, Gussie, if it was legal to write a book and charge for it for Lotro, I might actually consider it. But I'm pretty sure this is completely illegal. They also made a book for Elite Dangerous. Well, there you go. Now you can get from your favorite author a guide on Elite Dangerous as well. Oh my goodness. It can be done today in 10 seconds with AI. That's true. The AI would just copy and paste from Lotro Wiki. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. But anyway, it goes in depth into how to do LIs, blah, blah, blah. All right. Page 12 through 355 are not included in this sample. Sorry, guys. That's the end of our free ride. We have to pay $40.83 to get this. I just love the fact that it's not available digitally. It is only available in physical form. I also love that it is 6 inches by 9 inches. It's an actual book. It's not just a PDF printed out. It's an actual book dimensions. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Serious question, why would it be illegal? Where, for one thing, they're using Lotro's logo without their permission. They're charging $40.83 for it. So, here's a brief history lesson. Back in the day, there was a site called A Casual Stroll to Mordor, CSTM. They were a giant fan site by a married couple and their baby hobbit. It was one of the cutest and most wholesome podcasts you've ever listened to in your life. If you ever get a chance, I think there's still some of the episodes available on Internet Archive. It's fantastic. It was one of my favorite shows ever. It's what caused us to create Lotro Players. It's what got me into the Lord of the Rings Online to begin with. Fantastic. They tried to sell t-shirts. And because their t-shirt said Mordor on it, the Tolkien estate came after them, even though they had sold maybe like 10 shirts. Like they sold like hardly any shirts. They weren't making any money on it. But The Tolkien estate came after them to make them change their shirt, change their site and shirt and logo and everything to be casually strolling through MMOs. I don't know if you remember that, but they changed their site name to casually strolling through MMOs, which kept the same CSTM. And so if they got sued for that, I guarantee you that this is illegal. Charging $40.83 for an illegal guide about Lotro. I promise you, Gussie, it's illegal. Hey, what's up? First time chat. This is absolutely insane. I love it so much. Fantastic. If you guys want to keep talking about it, I'm happy to keep talking about it in chat. But I do have other things I'd like to talk about today. You've just come back to Lotro after 5 to 6 years? Nice. Welcome back. Welcome, welcome, Rundle. Nice to have you here. Started champion level 28 already? Well, you might be getting this guide a little late, but let me tell you about something. There is an illegal guide for the Lord of the Rings Online that'll help you get from 28 all the way to 120. We've got it for you right here on Amazon. It's got 1 review. It's here for you. It'll help you so much. Please don't buy the book. Please don't buy the book. Oh my goodness. So I've had a lot of video ideas for Lotro over the years.